did a couple of, I thought, very brilliant studies looking at what the value of the home was, what the energy use of the home was, and then what the purchase price of the home was, taking equal homes that had equal comparables, as they call them, and looking at the more energy efficient home to see what it sold for. They found that a more energy efficient home for a $1 decrease in utility cost sold for $10 to $20 more. So I welcome a uniform process for comparing homes, but we know that we already have buyers who are smart enough to buy a more energy efficient home. Exactly how they did that was not revealed in the study, but it was what we call 95% confidence level. There's no question that people do that.
Now, what site is this again?
That's seen at the ResNet, R-E-S-N-E-T .us website, and it's a mortgage information, and they review these two studies done by the Appraisal Institute. They didn't really believe the first study, so they repeated the study on 10,000 home transactions, came up with exactly the same result, that people very definitely search for and purchase, all other things being equal, they'll purchase the more efficient home for a higher amount of money. So
have you found, John, in terms of and also in your work in inspecting homes, the quality of, have you found a correlation between homes that are more energy efficient and then also the type of quality construction? In other words, are they better built, or have you not looked at that as a correlation?
It's interesting that almost everything, frustratingly, is on a spectrum. So we know that as the decades go by, builders incorporate one or two new things as they go, not taking a lot of risk. Highly energy efficient home might have 40 different things happening all at once, but just the normal way that we pursue building technology improvement, it's one or two improvements. And over the years, you can expect a home built in 1990 to be more efficient than one built in 1970, more efficient than one built in 1950. On the other hand, we've had about 10% of our customers who are dissatisfied with the performance of their home from brand new housing. They're not comfortable and they are not satisfied with the utility use. And these are homes that are very elegant. They tend to be the McMansions with lots of nooks and crannies and 17 roof surfaces and things. So we've sort of lost control with that type of construction, making the house overly complex in terms of allowing air movement in ways that had not occurred with a more simple type of construction. So the answer is yes and no. We've seen some of the worst cases in some brand new housing that was built for elegance, and I like the way they look, but they don't have the elegance of being energy efficient, unfortunately.
And there has to be a balance, though, too, and I think an ability to still have a beautiful home and still have some of the amenities, but again, how are you implementing the systems, and how are you, what are the plans, right, to maximize on the energy efficiency? And I'm sorry, Becky, I cut you off.
No, I just wanted to mention that Illinois, after many years of not having a residential energy efficiency building code, finally joined the rest of the country and adopted an energy efficiency code for new residential construction this past year. So as John was saying, as the code keeps getting stronger, what it becomes standard for home builders in terms of new home construction gets better and better and better over time. And that's the good news. But a lot of the building stock in Chicago, and again, the Chicago Climate Action Plan, really the cornerstone is achieving energy efficiency in our homes and buildings. And the building stock here is by and large older. And so really we cannot hit our climate and our pollution reduction goals according to that climate action plan unless we really get a lot of people participating in any program they can get their hands on to get an audit for their home and then implement the retrofit measures that the audit shows will be most cost effective in their homes.
And you have we have a number of organizations just in Chicago alone that can help provide resources, if nothing else, information on how to tap into to at least facilitate an energy audit. Willis, you want to talk a little bit about that? I know that your organization's been one of the groups, but I know there are others too, if you can make reference to those groups.
the Delta Institute, my organization, administrates a city program for weatherization. We work with low-income folks. That goes up to 100% of area median income. So there are actually a lot of folks who are eligible within the city for that. There are also some private sector incentives. You know, the energy efficiency tax rebates have gotten a significant amount of press. Those would all be applicable to the work that would be done as a result of an energy audit. There are also some mechanisms. There's a pilot program for on-bill financing, whereby you would essentially get a loan to complete the work from the utility company. It would show up on your bill every month, you know, People's Gas or ComEd or whomever. And so you can pay it back that way. You can also certainly go to your bank, look at home equity loans or lines of credit. These, unless you're going towards the renewable energy sector, the energy improvements tend to be fairly affordable. So this is not a major construction project, as it were.
And that's important. You again referenced improvements. You know, and you reference these special loans. I want to put also make a reference to these energy efficient mortgages, which is a new product that's out there right now. It's not so new, it's been out there for a few years now, that also encourages homeowners to look at their energy efficiency. And even if I think I'm not sure on whether or not you can refinance, but probably some to consider to again promoting not only doing the energy audit, but then following that up with improvements.
Absolutely. The Delta Institute is working with a bank right now to develop a energy efficient mortgage. The principle is that they are actually, as a mortgagee, going to require an energy audit. They're also going to pay for the energy audit to sort of remove that cost burden for their clients. But the principle behind it is that with that piece of information, when they're at the point at which they're getting the mortgage, they can look at some of the other financing options and to look at ways to pay for the energy work that might need to be done. Do it before you move in, so you don't have to worry about furniture and all those pieces. So it really makes sense. That's a private initiative. It fits with the mission of the bank, but that I think you'll see more and more of that.
We also have the City of Chicago, as you know, we were talking about this before the program, we have initiated a new incentive through tax increment financing in districts that allow for the Small Business Improvement Fund and also for the Neighborhood Improvement Program, that we can help pay for the cost of an energy audit, whether it be a small business or an actual residence, if it is followed up with some type of home improvement that facilitates a greater degree of energy efficiency.
Manny, I wanted to bring up that the energy efficient mortgage, it's important how people conceptualize this, and one of the very easy ways to conceptualize this is one of the stipulations for the energy efficient mortgage is that the payment on the loan to effect the improvements, to get those in place, would be smaller than the expected utility bill savings. So really an energy efficient mortgage and doing energy efficiency needs to be seen as a way of increasing your household income, because you pocket the difference between what you saved on your utility bill and what you're paying for the loan.
And for the most part, energy efficiency costs about 3 to 5 cents per kilowatt hour. If you look at your electric bill, what you're paying for electricity is going to be in the 9 to 12 cents range. So